Next we've got Simon O'Neill.
I'm not going to talk about waters, Mr. Mayor.
No, that's fine.
If you want to keep it up, keep all the water stuff.
No, you're next. Yeah, we've got someone who wants to be last, that's why.
The rest of the world is just as important, Simon.
Still waiting for my charging point in funnel.
Oh, still.
Right, sorry. This is really short and doesn't really involve water apart from it involves plants that will need water, but only a little bit that come from the sky. Beginning of May, National Park Progressive Association wrote to the council with a proposal that the median strip along the edge of State Highway 4 and Waimarino Village, they offered to plant low tussocks along there as a soft barrier discouragement for the truckies who like parking on our curbing there and of course crunching it up and causing costs. I followed that up with Waimarino just to see if they had any thoughts on the matter. They were quite positive. They raised two concerns, which was basically one relating to the line of sight, which really depends on what sort of tussock you put in there. If you put the big bushy ones, then they did have a concern about that because it was going to obscure it. That's not the ones I want to put. I want to put little tussocks just to act as a soft barrier, more than just a concrete strip. Was kind of begs you to drive up over it. And their other concern was just because the median strip is on the shoulder of the main road, just if there was going to be any working, planting and maintenance, that any safety concerns. And because that whole strip can be approached from the footpath side, that's not really an issue as well. So Waimarino, you're pretty happy with it. I followed up at the beginning of last month. I wrote to council and said, hey, can we just progress this? Can you endorse this, please? We get on with it. Community's going to do all the work. Community's probably going to source the plants itself. I've since had an overture from Project Tongariro saying that they'd like to, or they're considering becoming involved or helping out where they can. So really, I'm only here today to ask if the council could just perhaps facilitate its endorsement of the project. I don't think there's any major objections to it, just so then the community can go ahead with that endorsement rather than doing what the community wants to do is just go ahead and do it. And that's all I'm here to talk about today, is if we could just facilitate that, please. I think it would be a little thing we could do that would turn into a little win for a little community, and just help with one of our bigger problems.
Simon, so you said you wrote to the council. Who do you write to? Do you write to us? Or do you write to the community board?
No. I wrote to council.
Oh, okay, so is there did you bring it up at the community board?
It has been discussed, not at our last meeting, the meeting before.
Okay.
But it's really something, it hasn't really come through the board. Oh. I'm not really here as a boardy sort of person today. But I saw it was something that just needed a bit of motioning along. And so I've just come to ask today if we could just perhaps get whoever's looking at it in council to perhaps motivate them a little bit, just to come back and say, we've either got this problem with it or no problem, happy for the community to go ahead. They're not asking for anything from council apart from that.
So no cost to council?
No, they're going to they're already sourcing the plants. Yep. The community, the Progressive Association will do all the planting, all the maintenance. Yep. And I must say that the Progressive Association, it looks after the hall, it looks after the park and ride, it looks after the dog exercise area. It's got a really good track record of doing things and maintaining them in now Waimarino Village. I've got no concerns at all that they won't hold up their end of the stick on this.
Well done, Waimarino Village.
Yeah.
So maintenance ongoing
for any maintenance. They do that anyway along that strip. There's picking up rubbish and that sort of thing. But big tussock is going to need less maintenance what they're now, which is a little when you go home this afternoon, if you're allowed out. Just slow down and have a look at it. It's a little strip about this wide, just along the edge, the road side of the footpath. All access can be off the footpath, and once the tussock takes off, so long as people don't steal it, then it's going to need less maintenance than what's done now.
And will there be this The tussock that stand up or the ones that fall over?
It'll be the
and red?
tussock that stand up. They gave me a specific genus, but it's two very long words. I can send them to you later if you like.
That'd be lovely.
But that may come with a test.
Is it, so did you just send a letter or a plan or what it looks like and?
That was in the original.
How's it going to?
That was in the original proposal. I can send you a copy if you like.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so I can understand where it is and what it looks like and.
Yep, I shall do that this
It
afternoon.
might not be a big issue, but might be other underlying factors as well.
There could be, and if there are, then that's something we could, you know,
Have
if they
that
come back to
conversation.
conversation, they can discuss that. But on your way home tonight, just have a look if it's daylight still.
It'll be daylight, stay
Yeah.
positive. Is it on, it's on,
It's on the village side of the road. So where the footpath runs,
yeah,
there's a little grass strip that runs between the footpath and the shoulder, and then the shoulder to the road itself. It's that area where the problems in trucks park, and some of them aren't very good parkers, and they tend to ride up over that little barrier. The thought was if there was a slightly higher vegetation in there, it would be seen as a soft barrier, as a discouragement to people doing it. At the moment, it's just a little mown grass strip, and it's about that high, and it's really easy to drive over.
would it easier to just mow it?
It's mown now.
Oh,
What they're saying is by putting a little tussock about yay high on it, it'll look like a barrier,
yeah,
you know, like here, and that might discourage people. Apparently it's been down in the South Island, not Queenstown, begins with W, next one up Queenstown.
Monica?
Thank you. Yeah, they've done it down there, and I think there's pictures in the submission as well that show that as a. It looks really, really nice, and of course the tussock's well in theme for our area. Yeah.
Okay, we could probably talk more about that in a community board meeting as well. Do you think it'll be?
Well, I don't think
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Kia ora, Simon. Thanks for coming in today again and giving up your time. You did mention Ofango, and because you mentioned Ofango, I want to ask you about where the bike wash is situated. Is that something that's still on the table and something that the community board wants to bring forward as well?
Yes, I did have a brief discussion with a representative from Oris a couple of days ago and chased up on that. Oris is having its AGM sometime in the next fortnight. I haven't got the exact date, and I think post that, that'll be when the next update on that project comes through. The person I spoke to didn't have the information available when I asked the other day. It was part of a bigger conversation, but when I find out, I shall let you know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Simon. And those issues, I'm sure will be discussed.
And just want to repeat, like the last two speakers, this is a really tough time for all you councillors. I know how you've agonised and poured over all that data, and I don't envy you that. And this one time, I'm glad that the council hasn't engaged the community boards, but more power to you. And I know you'll choose the least bad decision for us.
Thank you very much. Okay, and now